Okay, Coach, it is a brisk night in the Midwest as we bring you football from Paul Brown Stadium in the Queen City, Cincinnati, Ohio. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Green 18. Yeah, this. 80 weapon.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
From the 29, Rodgers, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
At the 46-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Check 24, check 24. Hey, switch gears. Switch. Line left. Switch. Charlie, don't let Charlie. Hey, alert 3.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
We got to get to the ball. Let's keep it. He's coming. We got double up. Mike 52. Oh, pilot, 64, weak. Watch the shift. Hey, watch the shift.
And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
Well, when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Here's Rodgers. This is caught. And he's brought down. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Blue 58. Drop deep, drop deep. Wide, get wide. Topper. Safety creep, watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Wide left. Check. Wide right. Check 4.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Check tight. Safe. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 51 the mic, boy. 51. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. I'm coming.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Flushed out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Just a little quick hitch route there. Tried to really box him off. Tried to almost play basketball, get his body in front of him. How about the nice job defensively to get around him and knock it away?
Yeah, they really smothered him. No chance to fit it in there. And this will be play number 10 on this pretty long opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal.
Tight dog. Showing it. Live. Out. Check 9. 6 inside. Check 6 guys. Check.
Here's Mixon. And he bowls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 12 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Bullet good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. It's a gain of 34. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
Me and you all day. I'm coming after you. Whip. Also over here. Watch the whip. Check. Go right. Check 37. Watch out. Boom. Drop me again.
On 1st down, Mixon.
Check it back.
And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Let's go, D. Let's go, D.
At the 40-yard line. That's the end of
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now it's Rodgers. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Coming to you, back north.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Now, if you're going to get rid of it, you better get outside the pocket.
Yeah, you have to get outside of that tackle-to-tackle box, right? Get out there, and then you can do it legally, but he wasn't able to do so, and they end up losing the down as well.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. To throw is Jackson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down. Well, that 2nd down completion, something of a disaster, and now they're left with 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
18. 52's the mic. Go. Go.
They'll run on first down. Mixon, and a good burst there, gets him 7 up to midfield.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. From midfield, here's Rodgers. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll take it down shy of 45 at the 46. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this first down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. From the 44, Rodgers got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Blue 58. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Rodgers now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Open man is Ross, complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On first down, Mixon, and he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that makes our score 17-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's get in there. Let's get in there.
From the gun, Jackson. It's brought in here by Willie Snead. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Yo, 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 yo. Yo. 29 is the Mike. 29.
Jackson now. From the gun, he'll throw. And that's caught inside the 35. Ravens going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it comes with 22 seconds to go here at half number 1. Here's Justin Tucker now for the Raven field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they're on the board at least here. It's now 17-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. He finds an opening past the 40. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 24 yards.
319.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Back north.
Check.
Right now, you got 58.
Slam. Deuce.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away. But it does get away, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. A final shot before half for Rodgers. There goes a deep ball, end zone. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, as time expires in the 1st half. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be 1st and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Tony Pollard, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Ravens get a bit closer. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Jump out! What you got, Heavy?
Rodgers now to throw. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop. But that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in, because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. Going to run again here with Pollard. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Hill. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets them to 2nd and 4. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. First down, and it's Pollard again. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Pollard again. And he'll get this up to about the 40. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Mark Andrews, there. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jackson. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 from Bengals TD. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Bullet good on the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We play to win. Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
They'll go with Pollard here on 1st down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson going up top. This is caught inside the 15. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 36 yards on the play. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll run with Pollard. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It was Jordan Evans making the play defensively. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back now in Cincinnati. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. And that is incomplete here. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Jackson, operating from the gun. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it to Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens cut into that lead. Boy, what a job there. 4th down that far away from the end zone just to get it in, get that done.
An unlikely result, but it occurred nonetheless. But a terrific play. Great way to finish and in the end zone.
And the defense has to be scratching their heads, right?
That's usually to their advantage. In that situation, they should be able to make a play on the ball. But instead, it turned out to be a touchdown, and they've got to go figure it out on their sideline.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Lucky. He's checking. He's going. Check.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Here's Bernard. And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as he'll punt. And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. And the gamble pays off. They get the 1st. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets them a 1st down. Now this... worked, so I guess I shouldn't be nitpicking too much, but they only had a couple of inches to go. Why fake punt?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If you're going to go ahead and try and pick it up in that short of a distance, I wouldn't even gone to fake punt formation. This is like using up a big play for no reason at all. Leave your offense on the field and pick it up. But again, what were we doing? We're nitpicking, right? Because they did get it.
It worked. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. This is taken at about the 14. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
To throw again, Jackson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carl Lawson able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. And an alley to run. Got some room at the 30. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If the ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
4 down, check, 4 down.
Jackson throwing on 4th down. Rolling to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Ready. Get your swarm on. Hey, we got tight left.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Right there, 54, right there.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Hey! Mike's 54. Let's go. Mike's 54. Let's go.
2nd and 10. Here's Jackson again. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 25-yard line. Jackson now 8 of 15 through the air, but it's 1st and 10 here. Here's Jackson to throw. This is caught. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now here's Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and goal at the 3-yard line.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Pollard, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Tony Pollard with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game, as his guys are back within a single score. Important extra point up and through, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So just over 90 seconds to play, and this would figure to be about as critical as it gets here. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Check. Right left. Crouch.
Nixon will try the right side. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. 23 yards on the pickup there and a 1st.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Right left.
This is Mixon. And an alley to run. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 32 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside at 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. Can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you score points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit, because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a 2nd interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10.
Check 50. My 50. Watch the twist, watch the twist.
Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Pollard. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go.
Joker, Joker. Sit.
From the gun on third down, Jackson to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. On fourth down, Jackson. And no, it's incomplete. The running play does not work from the 5 on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back.
Don't get nervous. Sponge. No.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Didn't get to the sticks, but that's an ideal carry there on first down, isn't it?
I mean, now you're 2nd and 1. Although, you know, in the NFL, even if he picked up the first down, I don't think it's a big difference because the clock doesn't stop.
Yeah, not like college.
Right. If it's college football, you want to 2nd and 1 is probably better than picking up the first down because in college football, the clock stops with every first down and actually aids the defense in that situation.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
So for Cincinnati, they get back to 500 now as the win moves them to 7-7. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
The link won't let me join the group. I can give you my phone number and you can add me. I play by the rules. I know how it feels to be on the opposite side of somebody not playing by the same set of rules you're playing by. Appreciate it.